Hello, and thank you for serving on this Sunday, December 11th, 2022. I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough of today's lesson. So when you arrive, you should be arriving sometime between 9:30 and 9:45 and check in the check-in room. When you check in, make sure you get your volunteer sticker, and if you are serving in the 3rd through 5th grade classroom, you need to make sure to get the key from Kristen so that you can get in upstairs. So those 3rd through 5th grade teachers, the most important thing for you is to make sure that you have that key to get in upstairs. You're going to use it to unlock the middle door when you get upstairs. All right, the next thing that you're going to do is come back to the classroom and you can get the music started. You can use CD player, or you can turn on the Bluetooth speaker and attach it to your phone to play the Oaks YouTube playlist. Around 9:45 or 9:50 is when students will begin arriving. We need one teacher to greet them and to take attendance on the attendance sheet. There are 2 attendance sheets in this white binder that will be on top of the white bookcase. There is a kindergarten through 2nd grade attendance sheet, and there is a 3rd through 5th grade attendance sheet. I'm not going to show it on here because it's got student names and parent information on there, but make sure that you check off the students as they arrive on both attendance sheets if they're 3rd through 5th grade or kindergarten through 2nd grade. And then they can sit and choose a center activity of their choice at a table. So one person should be taking attendance. Another teacher should be going ahead and getting the TV set up for our worship time. Our song this month is going to just be our children's choir Christmas song, which is "O Come All Ye Faithful." Last week we did one that had lyrics on it, so just get on the YouTube app, search for "O Come All Ye Faithful," and one of the first choices will be one that has with lyrics. The most important thing when choosing it is don't do the pentatonics version because it's very different than what they're doing. Any other version has been okay so far. So before they come over, so one is taking attendance, one is setting up the YouTube video, while 2 other teachers are just monitoring the kids, kind of visiting with them and walking around the classroom. At 10:10, it is time to clean up centers. The students understand the expectation is to clean up all of it, everything that's on the floor, on the tables, and then they are to sit back at their table and wait until they are called over to the worship area. They cannot just walk over there once their table is clean. So once all the centers are cleaned up and put away, you're going to call students over by grade level, starting with kindergarten all the way up through 5th grade, so that those younger kiddos can be at the front where they can see the TV and the bigger kiddos can be in the back. Then they're going to do their worship song, "O Come All Ye Faithful," and then it will be time to separate. So those 3rd through 5th graders will line up at the door. It is in that worship area at the back. There is a door kind of towards the back of the classroom. That is the door they're going to exit. That door has a yellow bag on it, which will have the clipboard that's going to hold the attendance sheet, an extra copy of the lesson plan, a pen to take attendance. You should throw teacher cell phones in there, throw the keys that go upstairs, so that when you go upstairs, you're going to take out that 3rd through 5th grade attendance sheet that's in here, take it out and bring it in your yellow bag. As the students exit the classroom, you need to double check to make sure that the kids who were marked as present on the attendance sheet are actually going upstairs with you, so you have an accurate count of who is leaving the room with you. Add that attendance sheet to the yellow bag, keys, teacher cell phones, and head upstairs. Once the students are separated, they're going to do pretty much the same thing at the beginning, and because we're going to start with memory verse. If you are downstairs, you have just a few words to fill in on blank lines. If you are upstairs, you are writing all of the words. We are on week 2, so all that we are adding is "full of grace and truth," but you do need to practice the entire memory verse multiple times. Next week is their memory verse week, so this is really our last big week to practice. They can echo read, do it all together, let one student come up and lead the group. They always really enjoy that. So practice that memory verse multiple times. Following that, it is time to go over our praises. This month we have been focusing on, instead of prayer requests, we've been focusing on being thankful and giving our praises for the months of November and December. If you are downstairs, you're going to record those praises on the thankfulness pumpkin. If you are upstairs, you're going to do it on chain links. So upstairs, there is a teacher box when you walk in that is on your cube organizer. The first box that's closest to the door on the top shelf has your books, your chain links, all of those things. So you can find 2 chain links in there, but I'll show you the thankfulness pumpkin. So if you are downstairs, this is your thankfulness pumpkin. You're going to finish a section before you move on to the next one, and the kids can list things that they are specifically thankful for this week. After everyone is done recording their praises, whether it's on chain links upstairs or the thankfulness pumpkin down here, then it is time to pray together, to thank God for those things, and to do the Lord's Prayer. Following that, it is time to light the Advent wreath. So if you are downstairs, you have joy and you have a flame and tape. You're just going to add it to this window decoration. If the students ask, the reason why the third week is pink is because the liturgical definition of the color pink is that it is the color of joy. And since this week's theme is joy, the color is pink. The reason why the other candles are purple is purple is the color of prayer and also of patience. And so that's why the other candles are purple. And obviously white is for Christ on Christmas Eve because Christ was perfect, pure lamb. If you are upstairs, your Advent wreath will look different. It is an actual Advent wreath on both sides of the classroom with battery-powered flameless candles. So you will just press the green power button on the little remote control that comes with each wreath to turn them on, and the first 3 candles will light up. Just make sure to turn it off when you leave the classroom, so then that way the batteries will still be good next week. Now this is where it's going to split. The 2 classrooms are doing 2 different things. If you are downstairs, you're going to be reading story 80 in your Gospel Story Bible, which is right here. It is the birth of Jesus. You read both pages, go over the questions and the illustration, and then you're going to look up where it's located. Remember, this is just for kindergarten through 2nd grade. Kindergarten through 2nd grade, we'll look up Luke 2, 8 through 20. Because they are the younger kids, we are working on being able to locate it, but then the teacher will actually read it while they follow along and then do the discussion questions. Remember, this is just a jumping off point. This comes from our long story short and old story new guides. You are welcome to dig deeper if you feel like the kids are ready for that and if you feel comfortable doing that. Now, if you are upstairs, this is where you're going to split this week. I wanted to try something new for our 3rd through 5th graders. So instead of doing a story this week, you're going to be doing a nativity escape room, which we hope will be super exciting. It does have 4 challenges. We're only going to do the first 2 this week. It did say that the 4 challenges should take about between 30 and 60 minutes. So I wanted to only do the first 2 just to kind of be cautious with our time just in case. This is what it looks like. So if you are the teacher, this is the teacher guide, and there's a cover sheet that's only for the teacher guide, and it does say teacher guide on the ones upstairs. There's teacher instructions, which if you want to pause this and read it, you can. And then I have the answers here for the teachers. So you're only doing mysteries 1 and 2, but if the students are feeling stuck, there is a question and then the Bible verse focus. This is the actual the escape room that they're solving is the Bible verse focus for the 2. They have to solve it using codes, and I'll show you that. And then behind it is some more things that can be helpful to them with solving. Now, this is what the kids are going to see. They're going to have some instructions, and so they're going to read it together, the instructions together. And then this is mystery number 1. They're going to read these facts about Jesus's birth, and then they're going to answer this question using these facts. The answer to this question is somewhere in the facts. Then for the Bible verse focus, they have to solve this using a coder. So if they flip it over, this is their code. So they should be able to find those shapes. So for instance, this shape right here, they should be able to look over here and see that it matches with I. So they're going to go through and do that. They are welcome to do these with partners or as a whole group, however you feel like it's going to work out best upstairs. Once they have solved mystery number 1 and they've checked their answer, then they can move on to mystery number 2. Same setup. Facts about Jesus's birth, that somewhere within those facts is the answer to this question, and then they have to use a decoder to solve this Bible verse focus question. I feel like this decoder is harder to use. It is on the page behind it right here, but there's no lines really between it. So they're going to have to be very careful with how they solve this. They are going to have to take their time to make sure that they are picking the correct letters to match up with that decoder. So that is what they're going to do upstairs in lieu of a Bible story is they're going to do their nativity escape room number 1 and number 2. Tell them that there are 2 more, as well as like the final to solve that nativity escape room, and they will most likely do that next week or after we come back from Christmas if we run out of time next week. All right, following that part of the morning, we have the exact same craft for both groups. I put on here the different steps so that if someone is behind, if they missed a week, that they can get caught up. So the week before Advent started, they painted it. They wrote their name on the back and Advent 2022 on the back. And then on the first week of Advent, they wrote hope. The second week of Advent, they wrote peace. This week, they're just going to add the word joy. That is it. They just need a black Sharpie and to write the word joy. If you look here, on the board, I wrote kind of where they should write it on the ornament. If they are behind, they can get caught up. I also have Quinn and I worked together. So downstairs, you have a box full of everyone's that are already done. So you can see name and Advent 22 on the back. Hope and peace are already on there. It says extra pre-painted ornaments. There are several that are still left in here. There's also a bag that aren't painted, so if they would prefer just to use brown, that's fine too. Let them know before you guys go upstairs, if there are any kiddos that are heading upstairs that have not started one yet, they need to grab one of these before they go upstairs because the extra ones are all downstairs. If you look at the attendance sheet, I have marked the kids that have already started ornaments, so it's an easy way to tell, but those kids will be able to tell you too if they have not painted an ornament or started an ornament yet. So that's it. They're just going to write the word joy, and that is all they are doing for the craft this week. If there is extra time, there is memory verse coloring sheet downstairs. Upstairs, I believe they already completed all of that last week, so they can get out their journals and you could have them journal. And then that's it. Around 11:20ish is typically when service is letting out. If you are upstairs, you will be receiving a text from someone to let you know when service is ending and communion is starting. That means it is time to come downstairs immediately. There should be 3 teachers upstairs, so the 3rd teacher can stay and kind of spend 2 or 3 minutes cleaning up the upstairs just so it's set for the next week, while the other 2 teachers walk all the kids downstairs. Make sure that you verify that you have everyone that came up with you should be going back down with you, and you can verify that on the attendance sheet as you walk back downstairs together. 3rd through 5th graders will come back downstairs and just stay in the worship area. Kindergarten through 2nd graders will move over to the worship area. Everyone can choose their Bible prize if they brought their Bible with them that week as students are being called over to be checked out. Stickers get put on the sticker ball. Kids should be highlighted as they're picked up by their families. And that is it. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I will be here this Sunday. I don't believe that I am teaching this week unless if we end up needing a sub, but I will be here at the church. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me anytime. Thank you guys so much for serving. We appreciate you.